Hello, everybody. It's me. It's Halloween. I'm recording this even though I have no internet. So who knows when I'll get to post it. I'm not going to go to, FedEx, Kinko's, or whatever place you can go. IHOP for wireless. Starbucks. I guess I could go to Starbucks. Anyway, that is a thought, actually. But I want to pass out Halloween candy to trick-or-treaters, and that's coming up in a little bit too, and I want to draw a mustache on my face. Anyway, here I am. It's Halloween 2019. I'm Robin O'Neill. This is me reading stuff. Who am I? I have this podcast for you. I am also a homicide detective. Some don't know it. I'm also a nun, a cross guard. I'm a mob wife. I'm a potato chip inspector. I'm a former tennis player. I'm also a gastroenterologist. It's been a full life for me. It's been a full life for you too, I'm sure. We're all just getting by with our 20,000 jobs and identities. How are you? I haven't asked you guys how you're doing in a long time. I haven't asked you questions in a long time, and I love getting responses. So let's shoot from the hip here. Here's a big one. Are you doing all that you ever wanted to in life? When you think about your life right now, let's say this year, let's do it by a year. How, in this year, are you living your best life? I laugh because it's such a big statement, such a cliche, but it's worth examining, right? Are you living life the way you want to? And if you're not, get with the fucking program, everybody. Do it. Figure it out. I'm still figuring it out as well. I'm doing pretty good on that, though. I'm getting, I can't, there's some things I really need to work on. Number one, if anyone has any advice for how to start exercising for me, I would love to hear it, because with some of my health issues, I'm actually supposed to do cardio now, and I cannot get motivated to do it. I mean, I will power walk with the best of them, but that's about all I'll do. And yoga, but that's not cardio, you know? So are we talking running? I can't run. So I can't run. That's out of the question. This means I'm going to have to get like a membership at a gym or something, because the elliptical I can do, bikes. Is that cardio? I can do a bike. I love bikes. And I actually live in an area where I could bike around. Wow. Okay, maybe I should bike. But tell me the truth. Is that a good cardio? Anyway, back to you. Are you overall pretty sick of life? To be on the flip side of that other question, are you sick of it? If so, tell me what you're sick of the most. What I'm sick of the most is, I don't know. I'm sick of trying so hard to be good at everything, or to be nice, to get it all done, to do everything everyone wants me to do, to do the right thing. I just feel like I put so much pressure on myself to just like knock it out of the park with every single thing I do. And I'm just failing at all times, every minute of the day. Nothing's going all that great for me. So I'm sick of trying so hard and feeling like I can't do enough and I can't do anything well. That's what I'm sick of. What's your favorite Halloween candy? I cannot wait to get downstairs to hand out Halloween candy. I've got all kinds, but my favorite are, let's see if you can guess it. Go ahead. No, Twix is my favorite chocolate candy, though. Actually, I've always loved Twix as the only chocolate candy I really like all that much, but now Reese's Peanut Butter Cups are coming in ahead of that. So I would say I like Reese's even more than Twix, but that's not at all my favorite candy. My favorite Halloween candy are sprees, those little packets with just 3 sprees in them. Sometimes 2, sometimes 3. I think it's only 2, actually. Oh my God. And my second favorite are Nerds. Those are my all-time favorite. When was the last time you ate a Totino's pizza? And if you've never eaten one, you feel like you're too good for this? You feel like you're too good for me? Totino's, grew up on it. Fucking loved it. Those little weird cubes of pepperoni. Love it. Love every second of it. I also love the Red Baron pepperoni bowls. Like the pepperoni turns into a little grease cup. That's pretty awesome. Last time I had a Totino's, I don't know. I've had a, what are those called? The French bread pizzas. All of a sudden, I don't know the name of those. I've had that I have that regularly, actually. I'm not talking every week, but, once every 5 or 6 months. But Totino's, it's been a while, probably since college, I would say. And I still I stand by Totino's. We were watching a Lifetime movie the other day, and this couple was out on a romantic date on the movie, and they were so excited to go to this Italian restaurant. They have these huge glasses of Chianti or something. And when you looked at the table, it was the shittiest looking pizza. It was definitely a Totino's pizza. And it was small. It was almost like it was between the two of them, and they had cut it open and, cut it up and, placed it on the table as if they had both eaten a couple bites out of a slice. But the pizza was clearly an individual pizza size, for just one person. And that was their meal. It was so funny. All right. What else? Maybe last question. Oh, I know. Do you think you breathe deeply enough? Are you a deep breather or are you a shallow breather? Be honest with yourself and be honest with me. I noticed I would say overall I'm a shallow breather, which is a huge part of my problem in life. I breathe shallow. I remember when I was in college, I had come back home and met with one of my friends from high school, Carolyn, and her mom, who I loved her mom so much. And she noticed I had lost a lot of weight because I lost tons of weight during my first year of college. Really both first 2 years, maybe the whole time. I was way underweight, and it's a long story, but it was really weird. It kind of goes back to if you ever read the story that I told you guys about, or maybe I told you about me not eating in public after throwing up in Godfather's Pizza. Well, that kind of reignited itself. I got really fearful of eating because because I was afraid of food. I was just so afraid that I would throw up. And so I didn't eat very much. And then I became very afraid of a lot of foods where I only ate white foods for a long time, like mashed potatoes, tapioca pudding, white bread with butter on it, and French fries, and white rice. And I mean, it was seriously, saltines. It was seriously white foods only. I was a total racist when it came to my foods. No black olives, no cinnamon, no, I can't think of another thing. But anyway, you get the idea. I was not a racist, but I was a white food only person. And it got weird, and I lost a lot of weight. Anyway, I came back home, hung out with my friend Carolyn, and her mom was there, and her mom pulled me aside, and she's like, "Honey, are you okay?" Worried about my weight loss and all of that. And I said, "What do you mean?" And she was just talking. I was like, "No, I'm fine. And she's like, she just suddenly put her hand on my chest, and I didn't know what was going on. And she's like, you do not breathe deeply enough. You're a shallow breather. And I think that's why you're so anxious, and that's why you're losing weight." And anyway, I did see the point. She's like, "Fill up your tummy, like fill up all the way with air." And I notice I still don't do that very often. And when I am very, very anxious, I notice like, oh my God, I'm just like, I feel like I'm suffocating. Sorry again about all my sniffles. I am still kind of feeling a little under the weather. What else? Yeah, so anyway, let me know what you're feeling about how you're breathing. Are you breathing deeply enough? Do you have any tips for me? I need some tips about breathing. I need some tips about exercising. If biking is a good cardio, what do I need to do? I have back problems. I have colitis. I have a heart problem. I got a lot of issues. I have bad acne, or bad skin, but that doesn't affect if you can do cardio or not, does it? I wish it did. That would be a great excuse. Yeah, I'd love to go to the gym, doctor, but have you seen the skin? Have you seen the acne scars on my face? I don't think so. But I really am sick of the way I'm living. I'm sick of being sedentary. Ever since I had a surgery last year, I don't know. I was forced to be sedentary for a long time, and I'm just like, I've got excuse after excuse after excuse. And other than walking, I pretty much hate everything else. So when it comes to exercise, I do love yoga, like I said. I have in the past loved biking, but I did flip over a bike not too long ago, probably like 12 years ago, and knocked my front tooth out and have had a weird front tooth ever since because half of it's real and half of it's not. And so half of it is like my old tooth color and the other half is a new tooth color. So I have a half and half tooth. Anyway, you guys, it's Halloween. Forget about me. Answer those questions. Think about your own questions. Ask me some more questions. I love you guys very much. And I miss talking to you. I love doing this podcast. I can't believe I've been doing this for over 4 years. Oh, by the way, speaking of, I want to thank my friend Cecile McLaurin Salvan. Cecile pointed out to me something very important that I had no idea about, which I should have, but I didn't, which was I didn't realize on iTunes that there was only 100 episodes of this podcast available on Apple Podcasts. Sorry, I always say iTunes. But anyway, so I worked it out with Podomatic, and now every single episode of me reading stuff is available on Apple Podcasts. So I'm really happy to announce that because I should have known a long time ago and I didn't know. And then I want to thank my friend Dave Laird for asking me recently, how many episodes have you done now? And that is a great question, and I'm going to find out. I've been working on finding out by it's kind of, I have to do it manually. It's a very difficult process, but it's inspired me to do a full archive of me reading stuff. So I have a, Excel spreadsheet opened up where I have the date, the number of the podcast, the name of the writer, and the name of the poem or passage, and then a short description. So I'm taking my time going through that, which is very helpful because I don't know if I've told you guys, but I'm very, 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 very dead set on working very soon, next year, on a me reading stuff anthology type book. I don't know what you would call it, but anyway, just basically where certain things I've said would be the intro to some of the poems that I've read and all sorts of things. Just imagine a book version of this podcast and you get the idea. So, Penguin, what's up? Hit me up, girl. Okay. Back to Halloween. Halloween. Love Halloween. I mentioned a couple weeks back we were reading Mary Ruefle's Dunce from Wave Books, her newest book. And again, check out... Nobody ever talks to me anymore. Did anyone listen to The Bookworm with Mary Ruefle? If so, let me know what you thought of Michael Silverblatt's interview with her from about last month, around a month ago. Anyway, I loved it. And I'm going to be reading to you from Dunce. This is called Halloween. The corpse had a motion detector, and when you approached it, it sat up and stretched out its arms. Its eyes rolled back to white. And then the most peculiar thing, it turned its head around, all the way around, 360, then said something stupid. It wasn't gross or funny, in no way frightening, rather sweetly sad, especially when that head turned round and reminded me of my mother. And at the thought of my mother, there was a corpse in me. It sat up and stretched out its arms, rolled those eyeballs back, turned its head all the way around, then said something stupid, like, "Old long since, Mum." If only I'd sung the whole song. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? I like it. That's probably the best Halloween poem I've read so far. Remember that first year when I read I read Edgar Allan Poe? Maybe I did that a few times. And a very, very short poem. This again, I thank Stephanie Gehring of Malvern Books. I thank Malvern Books, but I mainly thank Stephanie. This was another one of these amazing books I got from her last week. This is from Tavern Books. This is Igor Barreto, and the book is The Blind Plane, an incredible collection. I've only read about half of it so far, but I'm almost done, and I am obsessed. He is still alive, and he is Venezuelan. I don't know as much about him as I'd like to, but I'm definitely going to be researching him more. So I highly recommend this book. And of course, as usual, I'm putting a link in the description for where you can find all of these. Here it is. It's an untitled poem. Maybe the mountain is dead. And that's it. Maybe the mountain is dead. Igor Barreto. All right, guys. If you're interested, if any of you listen to the Tyler Green podcast, it seemed like a lot of you guys enjoyed it. I have another one. This one's on Glass Tire. It's with Christina Reese. It's another just sort of investigation into what I was thinking during the week when my what's it called? Survey show opened up. We the Masses at the Modern in Fort Worth. Thank you all for your nice comments, for giving it some attention, for thinking about it, for taking the time. Anybody who takes the time to go to a gallery or a museum and look at work, God bless you. Seriously. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And anybody who actually reads tangible books anymore, thank you. I appreciate it. We all appreciate it. Another thing I know I told you guys about didn't I tell you guys about how, I don't know if I did. I witnessed a person, or actually it was Damien. He witnessed a person, like a girl staring at my hell drawing, a young girl, teenager, and her boyfriend was behind her, not really paying attention. And she was like really loving my hell drawing and just like freaking out over it. And she goes to her boyfriend, come over, you got to look at this up close. And he goes, I'm not impressed. And I'm like, I appreciate him being honest. And I actually liked him more than most of the people I saw who just walk right through the museum. Have you seen these people? Who are these people who just walk through a museum without looking at anything? They're just like, yeah. They kind of glance and keep walking very fast. It's insane. I'm sure I've done it before, but it's a little disheartening. Yeah, it's hard being in your own show, by the way. It's not a normal experience. I feel like for me to really take it in, I need to make sure I ask to get to go in by myself before it opens or something, because it's hard to not feel something about that. I mean, trust me, those people don't make me feel diminished in any way. It makes me more just like concerned about them and what's going on. Like, I mean, not that everybody, look, a lot of people don't like my work. That's not what I'm concerned about. I just don't know why you're going to a museum and paying money if you're not going to look at something. It's just aggravating to me. It's probably an opportunity for a selfie. Not near my work. Good luck with the glare. Good luck getting any photos of my work. All right, that's it, you guys. I'm going to get out of here. I'm ready to pass out candy. I got to paint a mustache on me. I really do. I'm always a man for Halloween. I love that opportunity. So yeah, I'm gonna be an old weird man. I don't have a specific man in mind, but he's gonna be old, he's gonna be weird, and he's gonna be me. I love you guys. Happy Halloween, and links are in the description.